Hey everyone, welcome back to Susan's Sunday Spotlight. I am Susan Jones and I have a brand new game to share with you today called Sight Word Hunt or Sight Word Treasure Hunt. So far, my most popular video upload has been my sight word splash, which I'll go ahead and link a card right here so you can see that video if you haven't yet. And many people have requested some more sight word games. You know, in grades K to 2, learning our sight words are essential to learning how to read. So as teachers, we're always kind of looking for new and fun ways to get students to practice their sight words and to learn new ones. And this game is sure to be a hit. So let's see how to play. For this game, I'm going to be inserting a few images right here in this area as I go along, telling you how to play. That way you can visualize and kind of see what I'm talking about as I explain the game. So to get started, you'll want to pair students up, and when you're pairing them, you want them to be working on the same sight words, because each student is going to get anywhere between 15 and 20 sight words, and they have to be the same ones. So you need to make sure those pairs are either reading off the same sight word list or working at the same levels of books. However you do it in your classroom, you just want to make sure that they match up. So the setup is going to look like this. As I said, I'll insert an image here. The setup will have each student setting up a little grid, and so the way I do it is I usually do about 16 words, because when I print out my flashcards they have 8 on each page, so I just print out 2 pages for each student. It doesn't really matter where they put them, and then each student is going to have their own little buried treasure. So this, they will take a minute to decide and put it under any one of their words on their board. After they've made their grid, you're just going to make sure that students can't see each other's board. So they will go ahead and put up, like, I just use a file folder, it's simple to find. So you put up a little file folder or any sort of divider right in the center and make sure they're sitting across from each other so they can't see. So after the game is set up and our treasure is buried, students will take turns saying a sight word that they have in front of them. So I will look down at my board and I might say the word any. So the other student, player 2, will have to pick up their word any and show it to me to make sure we are matching, make sure it's the same word. And then they'll have to tell me if their treasure was buried there or not. So if their treasure is not buried, they say, nope, you didn't find it. And both students will then take their any word and put it in a separate pile, meaning that word has been used. Then it will be player 2's turn. And they might look down at their chart and they might say, okay, is your treasure under the word after? Student 1, they both pick up their cards, make sure it matches, after, nope, you didn't find it. They go back and forth, and the first person to find the other's buried treasure is the winner. So the only word that the player won't be saying themselves is the word that their own treasure chest is hidden under. Because they can't say that word, because then they would have to remove it and their treasure chest wouldn't be hidden anymore. And that might seem a little tricky, but it's totally fine, because by the end of the game, if by coincidence both players have hidden their same treasure chest under the word the, then they will both be left only with that word, and we say that's a tie. That has happened like a few times in the past, but very rarely. And then that is kind of like a fun coincidence anyway. And honestly, by that point, if they get to the end and they each only have the same word left, they've practiced all those other sight words, so the game was still a success. I mostly like playing this game with sight words because it's quick and easy. You could also do this with any sort of other identification type idea. So if you wanted to do this with numbers or letter names just for basic identification for kindergarten, or maybe at the beginning of the year in 1st grade, this game would also work great for that as well. For these games, you of course could always make your own sight words. To make it more simple for you, I went ahead and typed out all of the Dolch sight words for kindergarten, 1st and 2nd grade, and also the first 3 lists of Fry sight words, and I included them in a quick little TPT unit that also has the directions on how to play this game. In case you wanted to quickly print it out, I'll have that listed below. The unit also has a couple little treasure chests in there for you to print out. But as always, as my goal is with every Sunday Spotlight, you can always make these yourself just by using simple sight words. You could even have students create the sight words themselves, give them some index cards and a marker, and then give them a list of sight words to choose from. That would be another great idea. That's how you play Sight Word Treasure Hunt. I hope you enjoyed that game, and if you use it in your classroom, please let me know. You can go ahead and email me at susanjonesteaching@gmail.com. Or always put a picture on Instagram and just make sure you tag me so I can see it, and use the hashtag Susan Sunday Spotlight. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed this game. And as always, please subscribe and hit the bell. That way you're notified of my video every single week. Thanks for watching. Bye. I literally cannot speak today.